Because
But
even
let me find out, what was your intention with that woman? No matter mo frere.
in fact, ne ke no tlhoka motho wa go entertain.
I'm asking you a simple question. Did you want to have a relationship?
No.
Did you just want to sleep with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Why?
Because it looks like Makgabo, she was no longer interested in me. She was namponchor at hlompo akora pele ke na le batho whoever I am.
We are continuing one-on-one with Bishop Moloi. We are still continuing with session 2 with me, Makgabo, and Brahlompo. Makgabo, in our last session, you seem not to be happy. What is happening?
I've just realized that I've been selfish all along. I've been doing things because they are cool on my side, and I wanted everybody to believe that they are cool. So I didn't want to care how he felt. I also thought that he is trying to be dramatic by asking me all those questions, knowing exactly that I won't go back to Mpo. That is a fact from me. So anything happening between nna le Mpho, next time I go at all. Like now, if Mpho am phone, ke araba phone. Like Mpho ka tswa tseleng a bolela dilo tse snacks. Ne ke believe gore o so ntse ntshepe gore I won't go back there. Then leave it like that. Yabo.
What makes you feel you are entitled to be trusted by Hlompo?
Ne ke nagana gore Hlompho can see right through me. He can say that he's not interested in my past life, but I tried to explain a little just what happened in my life. I tried to explain, and then we cut it there. We didn't go that far. And since then, I thought maybe Hlompho can see through me, can read my heart. Because I've been honest with him. He knows that there's nothing I'm hiding. I can hide in nicks.
But I want to disagree with you. The minute you talk to Mpho and you don't tell him, that's hiding. Won't you agree?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why do you say you're not hiding anything?
I mean, the feelings, Chaka Limpo, I thought they're obvious. Everybody saw that on TV. So why yena aka believe or na ke tla boela back ko Mpho?
Simple thing. The fact that you hid the conversation, you are leading him to believe whatever he wants. Fair? Okay. Do you want to say something to him?
Not now.
Okay. Hlompo, what do you want to say?
Nna ke tla re ke leboga fela if a kgona go bona gore se a se naganago a se se nna ke se naganago. Yeah, and a ka considera the feelings tsa ka le nna. That's where a tlo bona gore le nna gore ke a kgona go simplify dilo, because goba ke mmotsa ntho e intshwara offside. It's not that I'm trying to be dramatic. Ke express how I feel. So same applies to her, my expresser. Ka mokgwa a feelang ka gona ka nako e ke mo tshwara offside, because o tlo nyaka gore nna ke understand and ke feel o feelang ka re nna ke care ka yena, because a ke but he ke check ka mo on my side. Everything ye ke mmotsa yona ya ra intshwara offside. Go yena is simple, I need to trust her. How could I trust her if she's still communicating with him? Yena o re nna nka ba ke tsebe. I don't know, because tseba bola tsona ke di tsebe. And the worst part, the same guy, you a garden guy, not some message from Mpho to yena. The same guy. So how could I trust all this? And o sa bereka le ngwana habo foot again. He ke bolla le yena in a good way, ke express how I feel to yena is nothing. So that's why sometimes ke nyaka gore he ke express my feelings to yena antse le hlogong tan a tlo emela motho wa bo stray a be teng kona tlo believe. Because there's a lot of things that ke mmotsa tsona, like you kra maybe ke sa tshwara botse ka polele hae. yena no undermine. But if in next level harsh, o tshepile go kwata, rola di-bag a loke a tsamaye. Ma fodile a rola di-bag a boye. A rola di-bag ke life ya hae.
So ke motho shuka di-bag.
Yeah, ke life yona eo. So which nna ke nagana ga age ya ka le yena as re tsene le ga stage sa lenyalo. We need to sit down. Taba ga go ngala le ao dine a ibele go saiteng re dule fase. Se se kwisa go nna botlhoko as understand be o se kwisa nna botlhoko. Le yena se se mo kwisa botlhoko ke se understand be o se kwisa yena botlhoko gona re compromise nna le yena.
Okay. Now let's come to this one. O freile ngwanyana on your phone. Did you do that?
I come free.
What did you do?
The lady ke IT ya ko mmerekong. Which ne ke staketse ke PC which atla fixa. And then the time nka thoma go molele kere nka feta go bone na. Nka feta ka mone mo ke chaisana ka nako e so. At that time my wife, she was away. I'm sure for a week or not talking. Yeah. Sa boleleng na sa dirselo le. And for no reason ke sa tsebe le go direge eng because ka tsebe re ntwe nyane o fulu ngala kwata tsamaya. So I'm like, you know what? Factor I can already show me. I'm always at work. Mo ke chaisa ke dira wa ka mmereko mo. And then wa gona re le mo a kwatile ke mo sendele message. I'm fetule in katsela e nngwe gore nkare she never met me before. Yeah. So ke mo nna nka thoma go communicate with that lady. And ka be ka share phone kuntlong. I na le password. I told her I search her phone until I got that message. Because
But
even
let me find out, what was your intention with that woman? No matter mo frere.
in fact ne ke no tlhoka motho wa go entertain.
I'm asking you a simple question. Did you want to have a relationship?
No.
Did you just want to sleep with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Why?
Because it looks like Makgabo, she was no longer interested in me. She was namponchor at Lompo. Akora pele ke na le batho wherever I am. Yeah, or ke na le motho ya keep up peace because na sa feel attention at all. Le monkare ke try go bolelishana le yena go fix a deal.
What could you have done that made her so angry that she wants nothing to do with you?
Le gana ba le yona ya traffic. Re fetse be ka senga go bolela le nna senga go kwa selo fotikana.
Makgabo, what gore a ba bolele le mosadi ole ke eng ene a hlompha yentse that you felt or you want nothing to do with him?
If never I don't remember.
Maro no ngadile. Are you accepting
I
that?
go polo re ne ke ngadile. Awa, unless yena ngopotsa. Na I don't remember ke ne ke ngadile. No. Nna ke tlogile hae ke tlala mo like every now and then I ke tla monneng wa ka. Ka kry that. And o sound o ka re wena fonela o ishile ka mabomo re ke bone. A e jwalo.
Aka isia ka mabomo.
So-
Mara ke ro isia ntlo.
O no ishia and you didn't know gore ke tlo isearch.
Yes.
If anally innocent, why not apologize? Ke no mo romela di conversation tšele tša a starta lo apologize right away. O bontsha gore that was wrong a dirileng.
Yes, and I agree.
Yeah, I agree. Let's look at this thing this way, right? He's just admitted now, Hore, he wanted to sleep with that woman. And he did that because when you had abandoned him, and when he's trying to talk to you, you made him feel like he's the last thing eo batlang ho e bona mo lefatsheng. What do you say?
Nna ke a ngala, Bishop. Eo ke a admit gore ke a ngala. But ke ngala ke zamile. Motho mo stubborn in this relationship ke ene. Ya ngwanyana ola wa lepodisa. The following morning I said good morning. An khumlela a senya ko mpoledisha. We were shooting that day. Re emetse ba se busy ba itla go ntlong. Ne a tsoga a tsamaya a tseba ga botse re na le appointment ya shooting ka 9. a tsoga tsamaya re ena ha a saya ke mo dumedišitše ka re good morning a nkgomolela ka tšwa mo yena most of the time a ke ngala ya be le gore it's not because of me yena ke yena kwa tang the bishop ke yena kwa tang
Le shoota eng?
there's this another reality show we are done with it now.
You are both on it?
Both of us, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So most of the time ke ena tsebang gore nna ka ngala because e be le gore ke zamile yena o ngalile ga boya wa boya ka ba right
And
wa tseba gore ntho ya go ngala ke wena ka mo ntlong and ke nna ke mogalemetšeng that the bishop gore style sa gago wa se right sa re wena go le dimotsong tša gago tshwanetse o ne o gomola ka mo ntlong a se ka re bolediša a re bolediša o ne gore tu o tla bolele le ena a o fe attitude in the house ya bora ke mmoditše le ena.
so you prefer hore ha a sa thaba, what must he do?
We talk. We have to talk.
Yeah, but why do you feel hore it's up to you to decide
Gore re bue.
hore a reacte jwang when he's not happy?
Yang heta nna e feletša eng e ntshwara offside gore why every time re ba le argument yena a ngale re le ra agree gore we're not
And like,
supposed to
first let me find out who's ngaling more than the other person.
o ngala first I follow
Hey.
ke mo fa medicine wa hae nna because before ne ke sa ngale ke mogaleme gore o nana gore ke style se se jwang.
So let me first find out. Hangala waits and does he leave the house?
No.
Or he just sits and not talk
Of
to you?
attitude in the house and nna ya mpalla that thing
All right. When hangala you pack your
ka
bags.
tsamaya nna
Why again?
ka hae
And then
ka
for
dula
what
kwa
good
hae
reason?
ka dula kwa hae ka kry-a fresh air ka keepa busy ka mmereko ka lebala ka yena that's what I do.
So walebala ka yena.
Ka itebadiša ka yena.
Okay.
That week ke ngalang ka yona I will teach in the class ke khutshiša teacher ke tsena classeng ka diša bana 2:00 ka dula le meeting le staff the whole week until 3:30 ka se ye ntlong I go to my father's house ka tseba ra ke le kwa papa o ke motho a rata go bolela ne o tlo bolela ra bolela a re 10:00 ke tshwere ke boroko I sleep then tomorrow morning ke nana mmereko fela ke kgona mo lebala for that week ke concentrate mmerekong.
But let me find. Don't you guys think it's too early to be so extreme? 18 months already. You are doing things that are you busy hacking the relationship. You are trying to destroy it. Because you know there's in a relationship there's what we call rules of engagement. And rules of engagement are saying there are things that you must never do. You know, no matter what. Right?
I'm not aware of that.
That is why even in the space of war, they will say there's what we call war crimes, right? It is war. Two countries are fighting. Ukraine and Russia are fighting. But there are certain things that you can't do, even if you are in war, right? That is why people are arrested for war crimes to say, let me give you an example. No matter how much two countries are fighting, the soldiers from one country cannot go and rape the women in the other country. That's a war crime. You can't kill children, you can't kill the innocent. So even in international war spaces, there are rules of engagement that certain things you cannot do even when you are fighting. Now, it doesn't look like you guys have got an agreement to say, even if we are fighting, this we can't do. For an example, you feel because ongadile, now you can chase other women. That is a serious crime. It's a war crime. You know? It should not be even in that space, because in your heart, you know that this I cannot do. Because there's this thing of I hate her. There's this thing I'm fighting with my wife. Nale msadi aka ra lwana, but the key word ki msadi aka. This is my wife. Mara, we are fighting.
So
But wait. But you give me a sense that somewhere, somehow, onale moya wa bofebe o fitlhileng. And every time you get an excuse, you go there. And I don't think there's anything Makgabo a ka e etsang that can cause you to go chasing after other women. You chasing after other women, it's your own choice. Other people drink alcohol. You choose not to do that. Other people go and hang with friends. You choose not to do that. Other people go bangalela ko mahabo no lo dula le family. Where the first thing as a first reaction is to chase after women. What do you say about that?
Hence, I've said it before. Makgabo will make you feel horrible. She doesn't even want you in your life. And if I'm in that position, what's the solution?
The solution, you can do anything. You can go and swim.
True.
You can find a swimming pool, jump into it, swim the whole day. Because this is what she's saying. She says, "Nale monna ka ra lwana. But nna ha ke ngadile, I go home, I work, I teach. I don't chase after men."
And it's not something that we show about. Because I go bolela ka mokgo, and then I better stamp are ke a lebala ka yena.
Yes.
Okay, you cannot forget about the person that you love. And the person that you love, even if I romela a message or whatever, you rather reply or bonjour, you still love the person.
So
but
you feel
when you forget about that person, if I'm not the only one now and then to start her, like, you know what, we cannot live like this. It means relationship disappear.
how do you justify chasing after another woman? Forget about Makgabo.
Yeah.
This is your decision that you took on your own.
Okay, so I'm in ke gotse enough for nna gore at this moment I decided to, you know what, the woman that I love, it's Makgabo, and then if she doesn't love me, I don't want to force her to love me, but I will always express my love to her and tell her what I want and prove ko yena gore ke eng ntho e ke e tlhokang ko yena.
Let me ask a question again. How do you justify? Where do you find that it is right to chase after another woman just because when ale Makgabo le qabane?
Not
Because even if she can decide or she has forgotten about you, right? Even if aka bua le wena rofo on the phone, she's not saying to you, go find another woman. So it's something that you decide to do.
yeah, but because I'm pointing ra sanyaka.
But you don't get what I'm trying to demonstrate to you. What I'm trying to demonstrate to you is there are 1,000 things that you can do to react, right? I've just given an example. Other people bana byal. Okay, na motlong a tagilwe. You get my point. Other people, they go baya ko majiteng. You understand? Other people bangalla ko mahabone. You choose sex.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, yes, the reason. I'm a man, and when she disappear for 2 weeks, and he can go lena. Uka phone le bshego, I can say tswar phone how. Phone am tsare, I can say tswar, send a message, I can say tswar. Ke nagane eng. Man nang gona, it's close to 400 case with me. Yes.
So do we agree that you choosing to chase after other women is your own choice?
Yes.
She did not make you do that.
She didn't. Reaction high, you can push.
No, but she did not make you go and find another woman.
Okay.
You decided to do that.
Now I'll put it in this way.
Here's my argument. My argument is that woman that you were sending a message to, you wanted her.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So Makgabo Angala was just an excuse that you needed. But yeah, now omonyakile before you even fought.
No.
Omonyakile ni.
After. And that conversation you have like one day. Yeah, it was a conversation one day. That's why even more get are no, the person are no. You need ya fella no conversation are okay. Ya fella no. I was saying about conversation anyway. It was only for one day. That's why
because she said no. Had she not said no, you would have slept at her house that day, correct?
No.
Yes.
No, I was not going to sleep at the house.
If that woman said to you, yes, come, what would have happened according to you?
We were going to talk.
Were you gonna go to her house?
We were not talking about her house.
Onore o tla ko kae kante?
Nigger are meeting. Rekamita mo chaisana.
Makgabo, what was the message?
How warm. You didn't say that. You said, can I come? Ngwanyana ola are no. Warakitle after work. it will be too late, I'll be sleeping. No, yeah.
Because you see, Hlompo,
No, yeah.
one of the biggest things about building a marriage, because what you have is not a relationship, it's a marriage, is that if you are fixing things, you will never change something that you are not prepared to admit. So if you are trying to find corners for it, I'll make her an excuse of my behavior. That's unfair.
Okay.
Because your behavior is your behavior, right? And I'm not saying she's right, and I'll come to her. But right now, I'm dealing with you not wanting to admit. Because you did say, now I wanted to sleep with that woman. But the problem is that you don't want to accept it was your decision. You want to say she made you do that. She didn't. You did what you've always wanted to do.
Okay. Her reaction pushed me.
Her reaction gave you an opportunity. It didn't put you.
Okay.
Correct?
Okay, I'll put it correct.
Yes, it gave you an opportunity and you took advantage of the opportunity. Right. So, don't you think you owe her an apology for that? Now that there is perspective. You understand? To say, Msadiak, I married you, but having married you, how matata abateng in my marriage, I decided to chase after another woman. Because I get a hotel bohlokong le thabong. How are the vows? Right? You are saying for better, for worse, in sickness and in health, from this day forward, forsaking all others. Now, it can't be that whenever hona le mathata ka mo lelapeng, Makgabo should just know that you're going to chase after another woman. That is dangerous. It shows that Loena, you are not taking responsibility for this marriage. Because you see, a marriage is like a couch. Everybody must carry their side of the couch. Now, that's the only way you can lift the couch. Now, it cannot be that when you are looking for her, you drop the couch, you chase after another woman. And you planted something very dangerous in her spirit that she must not trust you because you are volatile. It's like when she's in a relationship with you, she's walking on landmines. This thing can explode at any time. It will never be acceptable. And most men use that excuse to say, yeah, sex. You don't have to have sex is not food. You don't live on it. Right? You can decide to say, okay, I'm gonna wait for my wife, I'm gonna fight for her. If Kibata Kuku, I will phone her parents tonight, she's gonna sleep with me in my house. But you choose to say, hey, thank you.
Just not to in Twinka idea, it's the right thing. I was wrong. That's why at the same time I apologized. Same day. And until you apologize, life go in kuntlung. Or in Twinka idea, I was wrong.
Okay. Yes. Do you think she accepted your apology?
Because
no, but you can feel. I'm not are they right? You can feel what I know. She's fine.
Yeah, we are can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you accepted the apology?
Yes, Bishop. I did.
Sharp. You are no longer holding a grudge. Okay, that's wonderful. That is very good. But my emphasis is that you must try as much as you can to avoid doing that. Because it's one of the things that are destroying the marriage. Both of you. Makgabo, you must not make Hlompo feel like you only stand by it's a bompo. And anytime I can buy a fella, only quick pick. Whether Kimpo, whether people on Facebook, anybody over Pesuang, it is dangerous in any relationship to have a standby. You can't have a spare wheel. To say in case a pancha like Kenya. What do you people think about that?
Yeah, for citing like Kennedy. Yeah, Kennedy. Maybe. In fact, in two, it really high one and
doesn't matter.
Yeah, and a se ntho e ke nka go di defender ka yona gore nkare nna ke skumpa piri so I was wrong. And a se ntho e ke nka go e dira futa again. And go ba ke learnile my lesson kore ungala every now and then a ke sa dira ntho e ke no thula, and then I calm down, and then I start calling her, apologizing even if I'm not wrong.
Which is commendable, which is very commendable. Remember, Hlompo, and I'm not giving Makgabo an excuse, but the Bible says the woman is the weaker vessel. So, to some degree, you need to, even if they lift our couch, you must find out which side of the couch is the heaviest. That's where you lift. Fair? I get.
Yeah.
Yes. So, unfortunately for us as men, women have got some leeway of being irresponsible, ignorant, clumsy, all of those things. And it is our job to guide them right. But we can't guide them right if Lerona we are not guided right. Because once you react to something out of ignorance, you are doing more harm than good. And that is why then it's important. And I want to commend you for agreeing to come and sit and have a session to say, but let's get someone to guide us in this process. That ke go fa 10 stars. You get my point. And Makgabo, my challenge with you, Uswak, is your clumsiness. You are very irresponsible with your mouth. You are very irresponsible with your attitude and your conduct. And you are irresponsible with Hlompo's feelings. Okay? So, irresponsibility is mouth, attitude, conduct, and his feelings.
That's a lot.
Yes. And because, listen, my dear, you can't expect that when you must behave like an elephant in a china shop and everybody must understand you. No. Marriage, even just a relationship, is a position of responsibility. And like Hlompo is expecting from you, he's expecting correct to say, once muto alo lobola, especially, you must be like a child. Now you are saying, I'm going to wash my hands, I'm going to remove all this dirt, and I'm going to sit in the house because now I have committed to this person. And you need to take his feelings. But most of the time, they are more emotional than women. But women react more. Most men, they implode. Women explode. A man will break apart inside. So. But he will be in 1,000 different pieces. So you need to start teaching yourself to be sensitive to his feelings. And never ever feel like he is supposed to know or he's supposed to understand or he's supposed... No. Your job is to make sure that he does not misunderstand. That's your job. So, example here, Mpo sends you a message, your job is to say, if this man can see this message, he's gonna he's gonna misunderstand. And I don't want him to misunderstand, because in his misunderstanding, his feelings are gonna be broken. It's really nothing. So what do? You become the first man on the ball. You say to him, Emuna, this thing came about. So I don't want you to misunderstand. Unless, of course, we're not only more lots you are harboring or you want to drag Mpo along a very long string. ask a Champisa or he's coming along, but he's still coming. Because sometimes we keep our exes on a very long string. How to he's coming. You get my point? And also, it brings us to the point of reviewing realistically our relationship now. I've had, I've always said to people, after you've spent a year with a person, that's the time where you decide if you're going to be with them or not. So you guys have spent 1 year and 6 months together. Now it's a time about everything that you know about Hlompo. You need to go and sit down and say, do I want to be with this person? Because the first year, it's a year of discovery. And Luena Hlompo, you need to go back and sit down and say, do I want to be with this person? You might have rushed into Boma Ahadi and all of that, thinking that that's the right thing to do, which is because it's a sign of commitment. But you see, you can act committed, but then not deliver on it. It's like someone who takes Tupperware. You've got a catalog, but you don't have the stock. Somebody will order something. When you have to deliver on it, it's not there. So most of the time, people are impressionists. They sell you a catalog. Say, you see this? You can have it. Kibukai. And a person buys that. Have it about, okay, where's my stock? Lolo. So my position and I'm not that pastor who will say, get married no matter what happens. No. Where I'm standing now is to ask you guys, do you really want to get married? And you are the only ones that can answer that question. You can sit together and say, Evit, do I really want to get married to you? And do you really want to get married to me? And you don't have to ask the person that. You have to ask yourself. Uduloli one is some place where it is very quiet. And talk to yourself. In your 4 dimensions, spirit, soul, mind, and body. Talk to all of them and say, but do I want to commit the rest of my life to this person now that I know Hore also? And the problems take the identify do I have the muscle, psychological, emotional, and physical muscle to deal with it? Do I have enough capacity to be able to deal with this type of person? And if your answer is yes, and if you're going to sing like Mbongeni Ngema and say, welcome Dover, baby, stuff some samalali, ngikuthanda no muvuta. If that's how you feel, then take your welcome Dover and go with it, because the process ya go ntshana madi le go provelana di point le go tsenkolana, at the ultimate end you are going to get to the destination but you will be dead, both of you. So I feel like you guys are making very, very dangerous mistakes. Game ya Dalang, it's very dangerous. Game ya the ex, it's very dangerous. Game ya the current, it's also very dangerous. So when we hula kopile and we hula komrago, you are both stretching this marriage and it's gonna break. If you bring mojolo lebo febe into a marriage, already you are investing in its destruction. So it is important to start there. And I don't know, Makgabo, what makes you feel tamilo ngale ngata so?
Yaba ngadile. Yaba ena ngadile.
So you want to ngala more? So he ngals, you are ngalia. That's arrogance. Don't you think? Because
can I problem?
Okay.
Yauri. Like now, arga reduce so watomo ba tens or umunga tomo ekta up. Rasebe happy really go fail. Kya shifta. So una lista lesa reduce akwate. Agi molisha mfa attitude. Then I feel comfortable being around him. Or ki move. If I don't go home, I go shopping.
If he gives you fire, you give him hell. Because personally for me, that can be interpreted as arrogance, to say you want to be on top regardless, and you want for him to always be the one coming to beg you. It's like if angadile, you want him to feel bad for gore o ngadile to such a degree that what I want to know from you is, if angadile, why o sa ye wo moncenga until aba sharp?
Zangavale that mind. Because maybe I think we will in the right way, Bishop, when you say if angala, kangala.
Ongala more.
Yeah, kengala more. Yes. Abuye afole are tla re bolele ke re because wena o fodile le nang lese ke tle ke tsena kwaka, I'll come back.
So why le phela bophelo ba go ntshetsana? I don't understand.
Yeah, that's the problem. Because he wants I'm block. Ka block her back. Pilo ya bua. Are block le no, le finish a process yak. Ke tlo unblock her after. So all this time I've been following him.
So when you've done something that he does not like, what do you want him to do to show dissatisfaction? Because everybody is entitled to show dissatisfaction. You have a right to show dissatisfaction. He has a right to show dissatisfaction. Mpo now better when he's not happy. This one keeps to himself. Which one is the better devil?
I want us to talk.
Yeah, but if he doesn't feel like talking at that time, because maybe he's worried about what's going to come out of his mouth, will sit with you forever like acid.
I find a better way. Horiska affect ka moka.
Yeah, like what? Agree. You need,
I miracle here.
so angale to your satisfaction.
No, Bishop, I prefer communicating. I gotta communicate because la ga tswa mo anga dila tsamaya ke tlo thoma nagana or wile kae o mang o dirang nka sa dula right. So
But when
the
I
best way is
ngala
to
o
talk.
tsamaya, I must understand.
Which is what I was going to ask you.
I get mara I answered that before. Or na be ke ngala ke expect or understand because nane ke ngalela high.
Ke mang a tseba hore ngala gae?
It's you.
I don't know. E o ngala o rwala di bag wa tsamaya. Ke ba ke sa a ke re o ba o sa mpotsa hore ya kae? So I don't know. So there's a possibility ya hore o ngala o ya gampo.
Ke gampo? Oh, I won't go there. No.
Yeah, but that's what you know. But how will he know that Hawaiiako? Or to another man, for that example.
I get it. The time ke be ko answer ke re ko wena ke re I was selfish ke expect gore understand ntho ke understandang ne ke so understand gore wena o feel jwang ke nagana gore because nna ke bona le right wena you should see it the same way. So le ne ke ngala ne ke tseba
Don't sit away from the mic.
ne ke tseba gabotse gore when I drive off, obviously ke N1 ke ya Polokwane. From Polokwane it's school, from school it's home. Ne ke nagana gore why I understand it that way.
Do you love me?
Yes, I do.
So o kgona o nlebala jwang?
Because I could now one stress. Ke a o lebala vele. I can. Nete gore ke a o lebala. Gore ke make
So
sure gore
he-
every time I think of you, ke make sure every time I think of you, ke a move mo ke dutšeng ka dira something in the class. Nka clean le class ela ka hlatswa le mafastere just to make sure I
And
don't
then ko
think of
pelong ya
you.
gago gore yo fella ka ntwe.
Okay, tsebe, I feel because you end up calling me.
So it's something that you know gore o tla mfounela.
What I know gore ka sengale forever. We will
Ke ra
talk
gore wena o
eventually.
dira ka mokgwa because you know gore hlompo o tla mfounela. So which is a good thing ko wena. Okay. At the end of the day, that's what go botsa ke re it's ke dilo tse dingwe tse di bontsha nna gore wa mpontšha gore wena you don't care about this relationship because o ngalisa le dilo tsa re mo ko phosholla o no ngala from just nje ka go ba ko phosholla. And it's what I was always telling you gore you may be sister boss ko mmerekong, not in my house. And in my house, you'll be my wife. I'll be your husband. The attitude that you give how, not me. Nna ko ntlong ke tlo nyaka re communicator re tswele pele ka poleshare tsa go ngala tsa hao ke tsona tse di mfa go mind o mongwe, because it's like sometimes ke end up ke feelang ka re o dira ka bo mo gore re kwatisane go ngala re rwale dibeke o tsamaye. To me, you are not going home.
Mara ka ga yena.
Who knows?
Okay. Now be say away. Or feel like that. No young hater because but looks at say.
Is it
Or feel like that.
okay?
But now I'm having a problem. Ya o dula kara ntlo e senang happiness.
What's the
A
problem?
big problem. I always feel like going Korean push and I'd rather spend my time somewhere than being in a house whereby we don't talk to each other. That's why I always go.
Ke ntho ene ke phela go botsa yona ke re o bona the happiness that you want ke gore mo ba go phosholla mo go phosholla o understand o nkwe or ntho go botsa yona ke ntho ke sa e ratego. You cannot expect me to laugh or to pretend that I'm happy while I'm not happy. Ke a phosholla because I love you. And then he go phosholla di ngalisane o rola dibeke o tsamaya. That shows that you don't care. Wa tseba gore o na le di spare wheel or na le whatever where you can be happy.
Mahab, wa bona hore hlompho o na le menahano e jwang? Do you feel menahano e it's fair? Why?
It's not.
Why?
Then I won't feel right. If you not what I feel and yeah. It goes back to where I said because because I'm doing this, you must understand it. So
Okay, let me come in here. Mahab, I think to some degree you are manifesting the characteristics of a coward. Because if Hlompo is angry and he's not talking, you know why he's not talking. You know hore le qabanetse eng. But then you don't want to be responsible to put him right. You want to run away so that someone else must fix him. A re itse mang. So that when you come back ale sharp. That's how I'm reading it. Because you said with your mouth, I'm not able to stay in a house as nang peace.
hey,
Right.
Bishop, I tried.
Now the question is, you know what's the problem? Look at me. You know what's the problem? The problem is you want peace at your own terms. You want when you have had enough of his nonsense, he must stop it. And if he does not stop his nonsense, the time that you want him to stop it, then wangal. You make it worse than him. That's bullying. I want to put that word in. That's bullying because a bully will say, I'm going to control this relationship. I'm even going to control how you feel and I'm going to control how long you're going to be angry. And if you don't stop the time that I say stop, then there'll be hell to pay. So to some degree, I feel like you are trying to bully him.
So that's where ke kgwela molato ke sa o tsebego because the treatment I told her from previous o nyoko ntshela monna and it's what I'm experiencing. You understand? Because ha sa nyaka go kwa selo le mo ke express, that's why ha nyoko tseya selo. So and to yena all right, I'm wrong, everything ke bolela ke wrong ko yena, and then yena ke se ku ka nna. So ke mo a sa e bonego but yeah.
Do you see that, Makgabo? Look, the whole idea is not for me to say who's wrong or who's right, but I'm just expressing what I see.
So I'm damaged.
I don't think you are damaged. I think to some degree, you have just chosen to be a victim of your circumstances. Whatever that has happened to you has changed who you are. And now you are living with Mpo through Hlompo. Meaning that all your reactions are influenced. So you don't give him a chance to be himself and treat him based on his own merits and demerits. So because you are carrying this baggage, and it's also not entirely your fault to Liwat, because he also does not want to open that baggage. That's why again there's a snake in there and nobody wants to open, because I don't think you can help yourself. I think you need to be helped. You see? What I like about you is that you are admitting, Khora, I did not know that you feel like that. I did not know that it affects you like that. That is good. Now that you know, then there must be something. Coming to you, Hlompo, I don't understand. Why is it that when you are not happy about something, you just throw an attitude? You don't call your wife and say, Msadiak, when the soul is so, I don't want it, stop it. Why is it that you don't do that? Why do you choose to just be quiet?
Is that or he ke bolela le ena if ona le something to offside ke bolela le ena umfa attitude.
What do you mean attitude? What does she do?
O tlo mpotsa gore ntho e o e bolelago a se ntho e nna ke tlo e dirago or a se ntho e nna ke itsebang ka gore nna ke itseba ka tsela yaka, and then ke tswela pele ke mmontšha gore nna ke ka mokgwa ke feelang ka gona. Re tlo ba le argument ya ntho ya re nna ke feela ka gona gore nna ke feela wrong or I'm trying to go mo controller, and then ka feletsa ka decide ka gore ke etse dialogue or ke etse leshata le ene a re ke thule.
Also, you feel like you can't get through to her. Whatever you say, she will either defend it, deflect it, or just do something. But she will never say, I'm accepting, I can see how you feel, I'm sorry.
Yes, a ka se e dire eo. So nna ka choose go dira ke a thula. He ke thula go ba times 2 ko yena. Yena o rwala di beke wa tsamaya.
Nto Makgabo, do you accept ha Hlompo bua le wena? Do you accept, okay, I'm wrong and I'm sorry? Or do you always want him to convince you first why you are wrong? Ebele ona wa mogelang.
Maybe yena Bishop a ka mpotsa gore nna ke behavior jwang. Nna ke tsebe.
That's what he's saying, unless you were not listening.
Or o convince pele before ke dumela. I think the problem is I talk too much, Bishop. O kgona ra bolela ke re, how about we do it like this? A kwat. A way the points jaka. Every time we bolela something, ke mo fa another option. I think that's the problem.
But because you see, tell me quickly, why is it important for you to be right in an argument or to win? Why is that important?
Hey, Bishop, you're saying it in the wrong way.
Okay.
No, I'm not
What's the
aware.
right way?
I'm not aware gore ke nyako winner in a relationship or in our argument. But ke na le that thing ya gore a re lebelele so this thing. How about re lebelela so? Don't you think it would be much better?
Okay. When he says to you, you've done this thing and I don't like it, how do you usually react? Do you say, yes, I can see that I'm wrong? Or do you say, why? Or no, I'm not wrong?
No,
Or,
I don't say
no,
I'm not wrong.
That's
but
how you see things. I don't see it the same way.
I can't say ke wrong, but ke na lo add ntho a reng ke wrong ka yona. Yeah, sometimes I do add it like, why o re ke wrong? E lebelele so. Ke zama go montsha ra ka lebelela ka mokgwa ke lebelela e tlo ba right. That I do.
Or isute wena ke.
Yeah.
So as long as you don't feel that you are wrong, you are not wrong. What do you say about that?
Kore ke a inaganela, a ke mo naganele. Yeah.
And where does that come from? When did you become like that? To such a point that you think about yourself and you don't think about him. Where does that come from?
Ke ile ka tepotša gore from now on, I'm going to put myself as a priority. Nobody else, but just me. The only thing that I need to do is to make myself happy. Fela.
But do you think that kind of a conviction, does it work in a marriage?
No, it's not working. Now I see, or it's not working. Le ena ke ile ka mmotša life, ka re na there's nobody I can put next. As long as ke le happy, ke sharp. A re, what about yena? Ka re le wena titiro be happy. I once told him that. But ka tla ka realize after, because we bushitše back to me gore, wa gopola mantšwa matso a lang hater. That's when I realized gore phela in a relationship we were supposed to be supporting each other. Like akili said, abe said, Ali said, ke mo filele le ena, abe se ke be said. It's supposed to be like that because ule I raise ababa I raise happy. Yeah.
And why is it that you never took him seriously?
Hey, that I don't know. I could say work some serious. Will next say I will or I can serious.
Now, based on that, tell me, are you ready for marriage?
After Argona Makgabo ke nyaka go nyala. Ke le ka dula fatshe and then think about it. Makgabo, are you ready for this? Do you want to be married again? Do you want to go through what you went through again? And my answer was, let me start reflecting back from how our life has been. Then factor really a pasa mona ya hore azanga nkisha letsoho azanga mbetha. And I was like, yes, there are challenges in a marriage, but factor hore azanga ambetha ke ile ka feel gore this is the person I was looking for all along. So it means the rest it will be easy or really solve.
But look at me. Are you aware that when you are running away from something, you run into anything that looks like it's safe?
True.
Because you were trying to run away from violence, that whenever he seemed like something safe, you jumped into it. And mare already wena o tla o sontso na le di-issue tsa how. You understand my point? So the only thing that worked ka ena ke gore ha so mpete. That was the most important thing for you because that was the pain for you. Now that that pain has been bandaged, what have you become? And maybe we should go back to what I was asking you to say. And like when you look at a man, what makes you attracted? What draws you? Because I feel like you need to look at Lompo again. And now that you know him for 18 months, you should say, is this person the man I want to be with? Because ke tlile ko yena ke dodge pain. Ya gore khale ke abusive. Now that a ke sa tlhole ke abusive, who is this guy? And do I want to live with him? Because what I want to find out from you is, according to you, what is a wife?
What is a wife? Now I won't know that, Bishop, because I don't think. Yes, I was married, but I've never been a wife.
What is a wife? Since you know that you have never been, it means you know what is a wife. What is a wife?
A wife is someone who obey and take all these. I don't know how to call them in the right way, but I'll say all this nonsense, and comply, and I could tolerate that nonsense. That's a wife.
And according to you, what is a husband?
Someone who should provide and make sure that there's warmth in the house, peace, happiness in the house. Someone who makes sure that he protects us at home. That's a husband. And when I'm sad, he should be the one to be worried, the first person to be worried. Why?
And let me ask you again, do you think you are a wife?
I'm 60% wife.
Justify that.
There are some of the things that I can tolerate, and there are some that I can't. Like attitude, I can't get attitude at all. Especially when I like attitude, more like the man of the house. Ke mang a tshwantse a lokishe attitude, e le yena the head. We follow him. So, a se yena tshwantse a ngale. Tshwantse go ngale nna. If ke ngala, I complain or ke a ngala. But if ke ngala ke follow yena, why am I the one le complaining ka yena? Mo le leng gore le nna I'm following the leader. So it doesn't. I ain't say very right at this thing because whatever I do, he knows I'm doing it from him. And Lelena ke a mmotsa gore you're doing it. Let me do it. Let me follow you since you are the leader.
Okay. But don't you think you are being vindictive?
I am.
So it's not like you are following the leader. You are just being vindictive and malicious.
He's stubborn. Sometimes I felt there were these times I felt like maybe I need to show him what he's doing. He'll realize that I'm getting hurt.
So let me find out this. What does he do when he's not happy? He just keeps quiet.
Oh, and keeping quiet. O tla fidisha gore what's king. Lena that's why ke sa tenya ke gaufi le yena. Attitude ya hae is very strong. Wa gona emotional abuse is very strong.
He's got loud silence.
Very like o tla ignore o dutse mo. La mafello a ke ngala. Nona le bana ko ntlong. I tried. Ke tsogile. I was doing all the talking, but he never said a word in front of the kids. Ka ba ka mmotsa le yena ge re tlo make a peace gore o bona e diragetseng ka pela bana. I don't like it because we send the wrong message to the baby mama there. Ke bana bana ba ba holo. They talk.
How many children are you talking about?
2.
Kiba high.
Yes.
Okay.
Ke ba hae ba le
Why
2.
did you only mention one?
Ke boletse ke ka wa moshimane ka lebaka la gore ke ena na a lwala.
O mongwe?
O mongwe a lwala.
Is it a girl?
Yeah.
It's a
How
girl.
old is the girl?
20.
Okay, they're both from the same mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a 20-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay. Now tell me quickly, how do you feel it is justified for you to throw a cold atmosphere ka montlo?
Ke go fetola ka tsela e. Ke go bolela ka the recent one. It's because re boletse ka leponisa ra fetsa nna ka raise ya mpho gore I see this message. And then that's where she gave me an attitude to then I see problem you will suit yourself and then I choose to
Bishop
keep
ke
quiet.
gopela mo phosolla a se nnete and wa tseba it's not true. Ke fitlhile ka address taba ya lepodisa ang ignora yena a mpotsa gore ke dramatic ka ro okay fine ka tswa mo yona mo le re tshwantse re solve ya lepodisa re fetse yena a tla ka ya mpho as an excuse ka re why tshwantse re discuss mpho now mo lo ga no discuss a ela then I'm not discussing this one. I get right tlogela like that. The reason re sa bolela ka ela is because you refused to talk about lepodisa lela.
So when I
Angala. In the morning I was okay nna ka re good morning a re tu a hlapa a tswa tsamaya.
how ngala o expect a etseng?
Ha ke ngala. Ha ke ngala, just keep quiet.
Okay, o batla ena a etseng? What's your plan?
Ke nyaka a bone ntho e wrong ke mmontsha yona because akere a nke se be loud out tshwana le yena nke se be too much ko yena ke mmontsha what I don't like or what I want to know. If she doesn't give me that opportunity and then I just keep quiet.
But what stops you from calling her as your wife and say, this is what you've done and it's wrong? Like you said, or retaliate, right? But then what defeats you? She's a woman. Why are you getting defeated? Why do you give up on her so easily?
This person can talk and this person on a little shatter.
Okay.
Yeah, so I seem to tolerate out. That's why I get tool.
So she screams.
Too much. Yeah.
You do that?
Screaming. I voice again loud vele. Mara screaming.
So there's a difference between loud and
Yes.
scream.
The way I talk. Eh.
Okay. Look, we are running out of time. But I think that the session is not done. And I think we're going to have another session. This is Makgabo. Makgabo, you can see Hore, she's not happy, she's pouting. She's not happy at all. This is a very somber moment. Now, I would like to hear your comments. Click like, share, notification bell, press it. Follow Bishop Julius Moloi. We are still going to have another session. I am not going to leave these people like this. Remember, my objective is not to get them married kangani, but my objective is for them to find each other through this process. I will ask the questions. I will deal with things that are hidden. But this is the tip of the iceberg. We haven't dealt with finances. We haven't dealt with all of these things. There's still a lot. So you can see that these people have got pain. They've got trouble. Maybe you've got advice for them. Maybe you have advice for me how to handle this situation. But this is not over by a long shot. We still have to continue until we see whether these people end up together or end up apart. Follow us, stay with us. We are going to continue. But thanks for your patience. Thanks for committing, and thanks for following us. I'm Bishop Julius Moloi. Adios.